happy. I'm happy. I'm really happy today. And when you're happy and you know it, what do? Well, you clap your hands. So if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're clappy and you know it, clap your hands. Okay, what else do we do when we're happy? Is anybody saying what do they do when they're happy? No input?
Stomp your feet, maybe?
Maybe you could stomp your feet. I don't know if you could see my feet, but maybe you could hear my feet if I stomp loud enough. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet and clap your hands. What else do we do when we're happy? Well, sometimes when I have children here in front of me reading or listening to my stories, sometimes they say they like to dab. Is dabbing still cool? Okay, Nikki's shaking her head. I don't care, I'm doing it anyway. If you're happy and you know it, dab. If you're happy and you know it, dab. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, dab. And stop your feet and clap your hands. Well, I want to shout really loud because you guys are so far away. You might be a mile away or 2 miles away or many miles away. Heck, you can even be watching this from China right now. So we're going to shout really loud so not only everybody in the library, but everybody in the state of Tennessee, everybody in the whole world can hear it. Okay, so shout as loud as you can. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. Hooray! If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! And dab, stomp your feet, and clap your hands. All right, let's clap some more, yay!
Well, good morning, boys and girls. I'm so glad to join you today. And clay is a hard act to follow, isn't he? My name is Miss Liz, or Miss Elizabeth, and I'm going to read a classic story to you today about Spot. Now, have you read about Spot before? He's a dog who does all kinds of, well, I think maybe he's a puppy. And he does all kinds of fun activities, and it turns out, at least in this book, he lives on a farm. Have you ever been to a farm? Well, we're going to see all kinds of farm animals in this book. And the book is called Spot Goes to the Farm. That's interesting. All right, here we go. Let's see. Well, here's Spot, and he's visiting with the chicken. That's always fun. All right, here we go. Now, this is Spot's dad. I have some baby animals to show you, Spot. Let me find them, Dad. It sounds like Spot, doesn't it? Did Daisy have a calf? Let's look and see. No. Oh, Daisy didn't have her calf. Wonder who the baby animals are. Let's find out. Maybe Holly has had her foal. What's a foal? Do you know what a foal is? I think it's a baby horse. Holly says, "Nay!" Not yet, Spot. No foal. Well, let's see what comes next. Who's behind the bush, Spot? Tweet, tweet, tweet. Must be some birds. Only joking. It's a rabbit. Can you see that rabbit?
Is that an Easter bunny?
I'm not sure. I think he's usually white. But this one could be a dyed Easter bunny. I'm not sure.
Maybe he's chocolate.
But he's got a good sense of humor. Tweet, tweet. Get it? He's not really a bird.
He's on Twitter. Okay, I'll show him.
What are you doing, Spot? I think well, let's see what he's doing. Looking for some chicks. Nope, no chicks there. Maybe just a few eggs. We don't know. But there's that chicken. All right. Spot, what's taking you so long? Bah, bah, bah. I can't find any lambs. Well, goodness gracious, he's looking all over the farm, isn't he? I hope he finds the baby animals. Come out of the pond, Spot. Quack, quack. Do you have any ducklings? No ducklings. What's next? Honk. Better follow me, Spot. Uh-oh. That's an angry goose. Whew, better run. Here they are. Well, this book says oink, which is apparently what pigs say, but I've heard a few pigs, and they don't really say oink. I think it's more of a... Yes, I just did that on Facebook. Hello, piglets. We found the baby animals. Look at the little piglets. Well, that mystery's solved. Thank goodness. Come on, Spot. There's nothing in there. Meow. Maybe there is something. Let's see. There's this. Meow. Meow. Bad luck. Kittens. Those are baby cats. Awesome. And this is Spot's mom. She says, "Did Dad show you the piglet, Spot?" Yes. And then I found some kittens to show Dad. Wow. Spot's really something, isn't he? And there on the back we have another picture. Mom and Dad and Spot all playing with the kittens. That's a good story. I like it.
Hey.
Now my skills aren't quite as, I'm not quite as experienced as Miss Chelsea. I do know one song, and it's usually called My Doggies Got Fleas, but because Easter's coming up soon, it's going to be My Bunnies Got Fleas. So you can sing along, okay? So this is how it goes. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. My bunnies got fleas, my bunnies got fleas, my bunnies got fleas. And now it's on me, and now it's on me, and now it's on me. Okay, so where are the fleas? Now that the fleas are on me, they could be on, what is this? This is my nose. And I don't know if you can see on my shoe, right here where it's kind of dirty, where I kicked up some mud. That's my toes. It can also be on my, what is this? It's a thumb. Or it can be on my, some people call it a belly. You can also call it a tum. So, that's how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. My bunny's got fleas, my bunny's got fleas, my bunny's got fleas. And now it's on me, and now it's on me, and now it's on me. It's on my nose, it's on my toes, it's on my thumb, it's on my thumb. All right. Where else could it be? Could it be, what's this right here? This is my ear. And what rhymes with ear? Right here. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. My bunny's got fleas, my bunny's got fleas, my bunny's got fleas. And now it's on me, and now it's on me, and now it's on me. It's on my nose, it's on my toes, it's on my thumb, it's on my thumb, and it's on my ear, and it is right here. It can also be on my, what's this stuff right here? On my head, it's on my hair, and it can also be over, what rhymes with hair? Over there. Let's do this again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. My bunny's got fleas, my bunny's got fleas, my bunny's got fleas. And now it's on me, and now it's on me, and now it's on me. It's on my nose, it's on my toes, it's on my thumb, it's on my thumb, it's on my ear, and it is right here. It's in my hair, and it's over there. All right.
Well, I'm back, and I have another book. It's about a boy named Alexander. It makes me wonder, did you ever have a bad day? Maybe things didn't go too well for you. Maybe you stubbed your toe, or maybe you fell down and skinned your knee, or maybe you lost something and you couldn't find it. Sometimes we have bad days. And that's what this book is about. It's about this little boy, Alexander, and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I like this book, even though it's about a bad day, because I can relate to it, because sometimes I have a bad day, maybe even 2 in a row, but then I have a good day, and that kind of makes up for it. All right, here we go. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said, if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to be car sick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Miss Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Poor Alexander. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend, and I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. Well, sometimes we all have thoughts like that, I guess, if we're honest. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Alexander. Oh, goodness. That's what it was, because after school my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot. And while we were waiting for my mom to get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy. And then when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby. And, pardon me while I get the next page turned. There we go. While I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I am having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, I told everybody. No one even answered. So when we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers, Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said, we're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with the copying machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful as could be, except for my elbow. He also said, don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said, please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, do you know what kind of day? No good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate limas. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. My bath was too hot, and I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not with me. It has been what kind of day do you think it's been? Terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Even in Australia.
Okay, today we're going to do a nursery rhyme. I always like to do a Mother Goose nursery rhyme. So this one is called Rub-a-Dub-Dub.
You might want to not put it in front of your face.
What? Oh. This is, you can look right here. Who do we have? That guy right there. He looks like one of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch guys. He also looks like a Rice Krispie elf, but he is a baker. And we have this guy right here. He's got hot dogs all around his neck. He is a butcher. And then this guy right here, he's got candles. He's holding candles. He's got one on his hat. He's a candlestick maker. So let's see what they do. They go rub-a-dub-dub. 3 men in a tub. And who do you think they'd be? The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. And they all set out to sea. How many are there? 1, 2, 3. Again, that's the baker, the butcher, and the candlestick maker. Let's do that again. Rub-a-dub-dub. 3 men in a tub. And who do you think they'd be? The butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. And they all set out to sea. Right here, they're gonna go float away. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, 3 men in a tub. Bye.